Yo, what's going on, guys? So we're here to check out some new cards coming out in Bursts of Destiny. There's some new boss dragons coming out into the game, and on top of that, we've got some new other card that got announced that's actually pretty cool that we'll go ahead and check out. It's going to be for technically synchros, but there's actually a lot of decks that can make really good use out of this other new card. So first off, the new Burst of Destiny's first reveals of the Ritual Borrel boss monster. So let's go ahead and check out the first card over here, which is actually going to be the Borrel Riot Dragon. It's going to be a level 8 Dark Dragon Ritual Effect monster with 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense points, and it says you can ritual summon this card with Heavy Trigger. You can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first part of the effect is when your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters. As a quick effect, you get to negate the summon, and if you do, destroy the monster or monsters, then destroy this card or one Rokket monster you control. The second part is if this card is in your graveyard, you get to target a Borrel or Rokket monster in your graveyard, destroy one card you control or in your hand, and if you do, add that target to your hand. This is actually a pretty dang good effect too. I wish it was just destroy one card you control or in your hand versus it just specifically being a Rokket, but it's still a really good card indeed, especially if your opponent summons a bunch of stuff at once. But like obviously that would be a really bad idea for your opponent because you just get rid of all of them, which is awesome. And then next up though, we have the Dual Wield Dragon. Like they didn't put the D here because it's right there. I got it. That's a pretty good pun right there. But yeah, he is indeed a dual wielding. He is a level 8 Dark Dragon effect monster with 2,500 attack, 1,500 defense points, and it says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first part of the effect is you can tribute this card, then target 2 Rokket monsters with different names in your graveyard and special summon in defense position. The second part is you can banish this card from your graveyard to add one Rapid Trigger or one Heavy Trigger from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And then next up we have, of course, the new card Heavy Trigger, which is a ritual spell card that says this card is used to ritual summon Borrel Riot Dragon, tribute monsters, and or destroy Rokket monsters from your hand and or field whose total levels equals 8 or more, and after that ritual summon one Borrel Riot Dragon from your hand. If you do, that special summon monster cannot be destroyed by battle with and is unaffected by monster effects activated by monster special summon from the action deck. Okay, that's pretty good. Getting out the Riot Dragon over here, he can actually have the ability to negate the summon when they would special summon. So I believe that has to be via another effect to bring out a monster, but specifically being able to negate, you know, that, and on top of that being unaffected with a decent amount of stats. I think he could be like an okay-ish card, but we'll have to wait and see what the other support looks like for the Borrel. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about, you know, these cards right now. Really wish this would destroy monsters, not specifically Rockets. Again, it would just open the doors for a lot more plays. Now, next up, we have another card called the Revered Banner of the Revolution, which I thought it was like oppressed people support, which would be hilarious if they actually did some more support. It's got kind of the same artwork. But anyways, Revered Banner of the Revolution is a new continuous trap card that says you can use each effect among the first, second, and third effects with this card's name only once per turn. The first part of the effect is if another card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you get to add one Liberty at Last from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So you can just play one copy of it. So that's kind of nice. And then on top of that, at the start of the damage step, if a synchro monster is battling another monster, you get to destroy your opponent's battling monster. And then the third part of the effect is if this card in the spell and trap zone would be destroyed by a card effect, you get to destroy a monster you control instead. This card effect could actually proc a lot of other effects. I mean, think about all the different plays you can do with like Fire Kings, right? So if they're destroying this, you're just like, no, I'm popping, it's coming back, popping all your monsters, or just something along the lines of something that would get an extra effect. And then on top of that, if another card you control, which should actually activate off of this, but all of their effects can only be once per turn anyways. But nonetheless, if you're able to, you know, have another card pop, and it's just destroyed by battle or a card effect, so it can be like off of your own too. And what does Liberty at Last do? Because this is obviously a card that we need to refresh ourselves probably on. I actually had to look this card up because it's such an old card. Liberty, it's like Shuffle 1. Liberty at Last is when a monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you get to target 2 face-up monsters on the field, shuffle them into deck. Pretty decent effect. Obviously way too slow for most decks, but if you're able to protect this card and keep on recycling that card, it gets really, really annoying for your opponent. But are people going to actually use it? I don't know. Could be interesting to see if someone does it with like just a synchro monster. You know, just automatically just right. It's not like a terrible card. Like it actually has some potential, but again, I think Yu-Gi-Oh has just gotten way too fast to have people play this, and you gotta run Liberty at last. You gotta have this, you know, activate, and your opponent doesn't just negate everything. And then also Liberty at last would need to activate if you're adding it anyways. But those are going to be the new Yu-Gi-Oh cards coming out in Burst of Destiny. This one's actually going to be from the newer Synchro set that will be coming out as well. But curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section below. But if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. And if you're new here and you want to be up to date on the latest new Yu-Gi-Oh cards as soon as they get announced, make sure you guys are subscribed with that bell notification on, and you'll definitely see more very soon. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I'm out. Peace.